That you have Donald Trump, who in another interview in the Washington Examiner that came out today, called the Russia story a faux story, saying it's made up. Democrats, he goes back to his election obsession. Democrats lost an election. They used the Russia story as a way of justifying how they lost the election. It's a fake story. Fake media keeps putting it on, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They should be ashamed. But Sally Yates, who was the acting attorney general during their time when they had come into the White House, actually went to Donald Trump, to the White House, to the president, and warned him that Michael Flynn was a problem, that he was having these dealings with Russia that he wasn't mentioning. Is it possible, probable in your view, that this could all just be something Donald Trump knew nothing at all about, meaning Michael Flynn's activities?
I have no idea what President Trump knew, but there are people high up in this administration who obviously know what's going on with the Russians and aren't disclosing it. And we need to get that information. All of the relevant documents concerning Flynn and the Russians need to be turned over to Congress right now. And if they are not turned over, Congress needs to subpoena them and enforce the subpoena. It is critically important to get all of the information out. I do not know what President Trump knew about this, when he knew it. I do not know, but we need to find out. We need to find out who in this administration was cooperating with the Russians in conducting espionage in the United States and disseminating information that had been stolen from the Democratic National Committee and elsewhere last year. This is treason. What's going on here? We have an attempt, a successful attempt by a foreign power to undermine the American democratic system. They're doing the same thing in France right now to try and elect an extremist government over there. And we cannot accept this in the United States. All of the facts have to come out now. Congress has to insist upon it. The Republicans need to join the Democrats in a bipartisan effort to get to the bottom of this Russia thing. And what Michael Flynn did of taking money from the Russians in violation of the Emoluments Clause of the Constitution, then lying about it, is criminal. And that needs to be dealt with. And the president himself needs to stop taking emoluments from foreign governments. These are unconstitutional payments. He needs to disclose his tax returns, disclose the information we have a right to know about who is financing his businesses. Enough is enough, and Congress needs to demand that information now.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.